Hi guys, Beth here. So today I'm coming to you with a little get ready with me. I thought I'd chit chat and tell you guys about my trip to Cancun, and just talk about whatever. But yeah, so far I have put on a moisturizer, an under eye cream, and that is it. So I'm gonna go in with the Bye Bye Under Eye concealer, and this is in, let's see, the neutral medium color. I have Mila right here, you guys. She actually is sick. She has like a little cold going on, so you might hear her cough a little bit over here, so excuse that. She's resting. I think she might have gotten sick on the airplane actually, because there were a couple of kids on the plane that were sick. Flying from North Carolina to Dallas, Texas. So let me tell you about my trip, you guys. It was great. It was a really nice trip. I wish I had booked a couple more days there. Our resort though was, to me, it was pretty expensive. Yeah, it was like one of the cheapest ones that I found that had family. It was like a family resort. They had other resorts that were like not family friendly, I guess, and they said, just adults. So I went to the one for, that was family friendly, so my kids could have fun. It was called the Sea Dust, and it's right at the tip of the Yucatan Peninsula in Cancun. There we go with my eyes. I'm not gonna put any foundation because it's hot, really hot today, and I'm just kind of lounging around, cleaning and stuff, my house. Not really lounging, but cleaning today. I brought two powders. Let me share with you this one I did wear in Cancun. It's the Aloe one, and I hit pan on it. I bought this on Shop Miss A. It already, you can see like the bars kind of peeking through. There's like a little bump on them. So I did hit pan fairly easily on this powder. I wore it maybe 3 out of the 5 days we were gone. And I think we were gone 6 days. Okay, so we flew out Monday night, and we went from the Ontario airport here in California to North Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina. Oh no, so that flight was from Cancun to Texas. No, it was from Texas to California. I think she got sick on. But anyway, let's go back. So we flew out from Ontario, California to North Carolina. There's a federal mandate. Anybody 2 and older needs to wear a mask at airports and on the airplanes. I did notice maybe one guy in North Carolina and his family not wearing masks, and nobody approached him and told him anything. So that's kind of how that went. We were there, we flew out Monday night and got there in the morning around, I think it was around 6 in the morning. And then we had like a short layover, and then we flew to Cancun, and we got there by like 10 o'clock. And then from there we took a taxi to our hotel. Now when you get to Cancun, there's a lot of taxi people out there trying to get you to take their taxi, and they charge like 15 bucks a head, which for 5 people that's $75, and to me that's kind of a lot. So we ended up bargaining down to 60 bucks, and and then we tipped the guy, of course, so ended up about 80 bucks to get to our hotel. And then we got there and we were tired. We had no excursions planned. I had like planned it that way because I was like, we're gonna want to rest after the flight, overnight flight and all that, in case we didn't sleep, which I didn't sleep at all. I'm gonna use this palette. It's called Beauty Glazed. It has color fusion, and it's over the rainbow. It's a rainbow palette that Miss Faye sent me. Thank you, Faye. But anyway, so we got to our hotel and we rested, and then No, as soon as we got there, this lady approached us and she was trying to sell us, you know, get us to go to a timeshare seminar thing the next day. And we were like, fine. We gave her 20 bucks for it. And we didn't go the next day. Well, after we gave her the 20 bucks, she actually did help us out a little bit though. She, because I couldn't get through to Mexico on my phone or to arrange the excursion for the next day, she helped us reschedule our excursion for that Friday coming up, which was awesome. And then, so we just kind of went to the buffet after she left us. And after the buffet, what did we do? We went to our room. We were like waiting for it to be ready because check-in wasn't till 3 and we got there early. So after she talked to us for like an hour, it seemed like we ate fine. We got to eat in the buffet, and the buffet wasn't that great. The taco, they had like all these different setups of different types of food, and we went to the Mexican food, me and Mila, and the people there, they didn't want to make tacos, but I seen them do it for one lady, so I asked for one, and then so they made me one reluctantly, and and then after that, like, I told my husband about it, and of course he had to go try and get tacos after that, and then they gave him a hard time. They didn't want to make him a taco, and then I don't know, it was just whatever. And then so we went to our hotel, our room, and then we just kind of rested. I don't remember. Me and my older daughter, we went downstairs and looked in the gift shop to see if there were any water shoes, because our excursions, we were gonna get in water. And it turned out, because my husband's friend his coworker had just went to Cancun, and he told him, oh, you're gonna need water shoes. They get you for that when you're there. They charge you and all this stuff. And then we got there, they were giving them to us, you know, complimentary of the excursion. It was included, the life jacket and the water shoes. So we didn't really need to buy them. So I didn't buy any, actually. My husband ended up buying my son some though, like a couple of days, I think on Wednesday. He bought my son a pair on Wednesday, and they were about $30. And my son never used them. So he has water shoes now though. I guess when we go to the beach, he can use them. Oh, I still have concealer right here. And my skin is kind of peeling, you guys. So I put hyaluronic acid with the moisturizer, and like it's kind of like balling up, I guess, under my concealer. And in my eyebrows, I put the eyeshadow from my That palette, that dark one, dark brown one. So anyway, yeah, so what was I saying? So Tuesday, our first full day there, was kind of like a, you know, rest, you know, get over the flight type thing. We didn't really do much. And then Wednesday, we were supposed to go on that one excursion. Was that Wednesday? Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday. So, and we didn't go because we moved it, and we're supposed to go to Tulum, to that water, you know, cenote excursion, and to see Mayan ruins by the beach. So what happened was we ended up going to the pool and the beach. We went to the beach part with the little hut, and that was nice, but my daughter, she was kind of complaining about the sand, so we spent a short time in the front of the beach. But the water was like at that hotel, there was quite a bit of seaweed, and I guess all around Cancun there's a lot of seaweed. They were saying Isla de las Mujeres, an island of women. It's one side has less seaweed, is what the guy at the airport was telling us about, because he was trying to sell us, I think, excursions when we got there. And so that was interesting to know. So maybe next time we go, we'll try out Isla de las Mujeres. And but so on that beach, there was like this red seaweed, and you know, the resort was raking it up, trying to keep it out of the way for the people there. And then what happened? We went to the pool, and my daughters, they did a craft, and unfortunately the craft that they did, they had to like, it was like my one, Kalista did like a little jewelry box and she painted it. It was $18 for that. It was a lot. And then she had to paint it herself, and then when she was painting it, after she was done, it took her hours to paint it, like 2 hours to paint it, maybe, or 3. She just sat there a long time with this other girl and this family, and they were painting together. You know, I think they were kind of like bonding together with paint. And then so we had to leave it so the lady could seal it with a clear kind of paint, like a top paint over it, and make it like nice. And so we left, but then our excursions were the next day. So when we got back every day, the next day and the day after, she was already gone, because our excursions were like all day. When you take those excursions, just plan to be gone the whole day. You're not going to come back in time for anything. So, and that's what happened like with our COVID test. We didn't have time to take it in the hotel, so then we had to pay the taxi driver, no, not taxi, we had to pay a guy to drive us from the hotel. He was like one of the, yeah, like a taxi driver, I guess, but for the hotel, $50 just to drive us down the street to take COVID tests. But we had gotten back so late, we were like rushing over there. We had to like just, you know, on the flight, you know, ask him to take us. He took us when we got our COVID tests on Friday after our excursion, and then our flight was the next day on Saturday. So we went on, let's talk about the excursions. We went on the one to Chichen Itza, and that was awesome. And it's like the pyramids you see in that movie Apocalypto, like these huge pyramids, like temples for the sun and the moon. So as the sun sets, it lands on the top of that pyramid, and then or as it rises, I can't remember if it sets or rises on the top. I think it sets us on it. And then the moon also, once a week, it would like hit that same spot. So they were like people of the sun and the moon and things like that. And then the next day we went to Tulum, but we stopped, well, go back a day. The one to Chichen Itza, we also went to Habakui, and that's where the cenote was. And oh my god, this cenote, I'll put a picture right here, it was beautiful. It was huge. Now the water was like 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which is really cold, and there you could kind of just hang your stuff on the side. They weren't real strict. There were like people dressed up like Mayans. They're actual Mayans dressed up like the old school Indian dress for, you know, ceremonies and stuff. And they were there, nice to like take pictures with and things like that. I'll have a picture right here of Mila, and the cenote was just beautiful. So I highly recommend that Chichen Itza excursion if you go to Cancun. And also the Tulum one, because that's like right by the beach. It's super hot and humid. It's like 85% humidity, but it's worth it. It's so worth it just to see how close to the beach they lived and how their temples were. And then the cenote, I can't remember exactly where the name of that city was, but after we went to Tulum on Friday, we went to a cenote, and they said there was like 11,000 cenotes around Cancun. Now, if you don't know what a cenote is it's limestone where it's broken away over thousands of years, and then it makes like a hole, like a sinkhole. Well, the one in Habakui, it had like a hole on top. And then the one that we went with our excursion to Tulum, there was no hole on top, so you were like in a cave. So there's different, you know, they all are different. They all, you know, there's some that's like a river, you could walk through a tunnel all the way out to another cenote or another, you know, area. And the Mayans, they would use the water for, you know, water, food, whatever, drinking. And then they would also the ones in Chichen Itza, there was actually a cenote for sacrificing. So they would drop little kids in them and stuff like that. So they found, like, you know, bodies and stuff like that. So they're kind of creepy at the same time. I would think of the movie Descend when we were going through. I was like, oh my god, it's like that movie. And yeah, but it was fun overall. I had a great time. I think me and my husband on that last night, we had a dinner together at this Japanese restaurant in the hotel. It was really nice. We just ate very little because we had been eating, because it was all inclusive, which, you know, so it was, our meals were included with the payment of our hotel. And we were eating so much that we weren't really that hungry that day, but we went out to eat together because it was a nice looking restaurant and the food was great. And then, so the next day, we took our flight back out to the United States. We've got to, our layover was like 11 hours in Dallas, Texas, and my husband's cousin lives there. And so I think she's been there, she said 7 years now. So we visited her, and we went to her husband's ranch, or a ranch where he leaves his horses at. And the kids got to feed them and see them, so that was really neat. And then we got bit, though, by like mosquitoes. There was so many mosquitoes there on that ranch in Dallas. It was kind of humid and really hot that day on Saturday. And yeah, and we had like barbecue from this restaurant, and the barbecue actually made my stomach very sick. So when I got home I went to the restroom and I had choro. If you don't know what choro is, that's number 3. Yeah, I said it. I was sick all of Sunday with choro. And yeah, and that's how that ended. Texas, wash your hands, you please, people, when you cook food. My son said his chicken was raw, so he didn't even eat it. We bought him a half a chicken, and it was really expensive food, like expensive for barbecue. When I lived in North Hollywood, we had this guy that, you know, with the floods from Hurricane, was it Katrina? He came from Illinois? No, what was Louisiana? I can't remember what state it was, he said. And his business went out of business because of the floods, and he moved to North Hollywood. But he would charge like a whole family meal, like a tray of food, for $20 in North Hollywood. And I was just like, dude, this guy's great. So when I think barbecue, I always think of that guy and his food back in, when did we leave? We lived in North Hollywood like around 2004 through 2007. Yeah, because I had Khaleesi in 2008, so we were there in 2008, and then I got pregnant with Joaquin in 2008 also, so, or 2009. 2007, 2008, around that time is when that guy, he had his barbecue place there. And yeah, so whenever I think of barbecue, I think of that guy's barbecue place. It was great. I wonder if it's still there. I can't remember where it was exactly anymore, but it was good barbecue, and it was so inexpensive. Like when I had family come visit, I would always go there to get food. And me and my husband just happened to find it. It was like, oh, cool, and we tried it out. It was great. But anyway, so that was our trip. We're home now. Sunday was just kind of me being sick and us all resting. And then yesterday night, Mila ended up with a sore throat. Like I said, there were a few kids sick on the plane. So she might have gotten sick from them. And it is mandated for, you know, I need some kind of a transition to connect that, but it is mandated for you to wear a mask at the airports. However, you know, in Texas and all these other states, you're supposed to be wearing a mask if you know, haven't been vaccinated. But I find that a lot of people that haven't been vaccinated are still not wearing a mask. Like, they don't want to. So, you know, because I go to like I went to the mall yesterday with my husband, and there's a whole family of kids, you know, mom, dad, and their kids not wearing a mask. And the kids are obviously under 12, you know, they're little, not wearing masks. So, you know, they don't care. There's just a lot of people out there like that. There was another family I saw, and the husband and wife didn't have masks on, so you could tell they must have been vaccinated. I mean, because their kids had masks on, you know. So that's kind of how it is right now, and it's really sad because 188 million people still have COVID right now in the world, and there is 4 million people, over 4 million people that have died. So it's sad. And that is my eyeshadow look, you guys. It's kind of funky. I was trying to do a rainbow look, but whatever. It came out kind of funky. I don't know. I don't know what to say. What else was I going to talk about, you guys? I know I was thinking about something else, not this. Just my trip. It was nice. I'm glad to be home. So over there, and I haven't been to Mexico since I met my husband, maybe 2006. We went to Rosarito. We went to Tijuana, Rosarito, and then we took a boat ride on Royal Caribbean to Ensenada. So those are my experiences in Mexico. I've never been far down south in Mexico or central, you know, in the central area, like what's it called, Mexico City, which I do plan to go there next. But you know, over there, there's Mayan is the #3 language spoken over there, and you know, these people that live there, you know, they depend on the tourism, you know, to get some extra, you know, money and stuff like that in that area. But there was this little boy, he was so sweet. I needed a shirt. I didn't take the right clothing. I felt I was uncomfortable, so I didn't wear some of the clothes that I took. And so on the excursion to Chichen Itza, I was like, I need a shirt for tomorrow for the Tulum excursion. And so on the way out, we stopped, and this little boy, he was helping me find a shirt, and he kept running back and forth. I don't know where he was running to, but someone had t-shirts somewhere else, and he just kept running back and forth trying to get my size. And I was like, this is so sweet. He was like maybe 10 or 11 years old. He was like around my son's age. My son's 12, so he's somewhere between maybe 10 and 12 years old. And he was just trying so hard to get me that shirt, and it was only $10. I was just like, oh my god, this is so sweet. And I didn't even think about it. I was like, I could have bought my dad and my brother a shirt. I probably would have made that kid's day, you know. But yeah, let's see. I am going, 100 miles an hour, I think. I'm going to use this blush here, this blush palette. It is a blush, contour and blush palette. I just kind of want to try out. I've been noticing, I know when I contour, I've been doing the hollows of my cheeks right here, but I've been noticing people doing it above the hollows, saying it makes their face look, I don't know, thinner or something. So I'm gonna try that out today, because I have been using this powder here a lot, and with Nat and Dee Dee and I's little makeup challenge, I would like to catch up on the tally marks for that. I have used this one 2 times, so I need to use the blushes and the bronzer to catch up. So I'm gonna try this out and do it a little bit above my hollow, but now it looks like dark here and dark there. I don't know, you guys. So I seen it on TikTok, but I also seen somebody on, who was it? I think it was Beauty with Suzanne. I think that's her channel. She does like the BoxyCharm reveals and all that. I like watching those. I like sneak peeks. And then I'm gonna use blush on my cheeks. I'm gonna use both of these blushes just so that I get a use out of both. And I have used, you know, all of these 2 times this month. And I'm I'm just gonna go up above. Whoa, that's really dark. Okay, guys, I had to clear up some space on my phone so that way I could finish recording this and get ready with me. I did kind of blend out the blush and the bronzer, and now I'm just adding some highlighter. I put this in a project. I think it's in my Deca Panning project pan. So I have a goal usage of this. So I'm just kind of like mixing it all together, and I'm gonna add this on. Now my under eyes are looking pretty bad. Let's see. Let me see if I can get another brush. I feel like the brush that I used to put my powder on wasn't like picking up the product good, but I'm gonna go in with, what did I use? I think I used the BH Cosmetics. I'm gonna try the Owl and see if my under eyes could look any better, because they look kind of, I don't know, like the makeup is cakey or something. I don't know. It's not looking good up close, so I'm just gonna kind of add some, and I'm gonna go over the top of this because it's really dark, and just kind of put it under my foundation, under my powder. This is kind of like a setting powder. I like it. It has a weird scent though, so I don't think I would repurchase it. I feel like NYC, Rimmel, those companies, they had a similar one where it's kind of thin and it's a pressed powder. It's similar to that. Even the Dollar Tree brand has a powder that's pretty good and comparable. So, and I know a lot of people like those ones. So the NYC and the Rimmel, I forgot what they're called, but I think I had the Rimmel. I panned the Rimmel before. So for lips, I'm going to, what do I want to use for lips? I want to use my gloss that my husband bought me. So I'm going to go in with this lip liner my neighbor gave me and just line my lips. Kind of filling them in too at the same time. How have you guys been? Or have you guys gone on any trips lately? How was it? I'm definitely not scared of going places right now because I do have the vaccine. However, how have you guys been? Or have you guys gone on any trips lately? How was it? I'm definitely not scared of going places right now because I do have the vaccine. However, in some areas, I still do wear a mask, and I'm just worried for my kids, you know, because they haven't been vaccinated. So I'm gonna take my son soon for his regular vaccines because he needs boosters for like the, what are they called? I don't even know what they're called, you guys. I'm so bad at that stuff. But my lips are kind of peeling too right now, huh? But it was a good trip. I want to go back. My husband was like acting like he didn't like it, like he didn't want to go back. I want to go back, so now he's wanting to go back. He's telling my dad that I was telling my dad he should go, and he was like, yeah, we'll take you with us next time. So now he's down to go back, but I have to think it through good, you know, if we're gonna take my dad and go in a bigger group. I think my dad can handle though. I mean, you know, arrange it for himself and stuff like that. He still travels anyway. But this is it, you guys. It's a colorful look. I love it. Thank you, Faye, for this palette. I just wanted to get some use out of it. I'm gonna do my lashes and then my eyeliner, and really that's all I have left. That pan and that powder expanded when I used it right now. Now there's a little dot there, which is exciting to see that I might actually finish that this year if I keep using it like this. With this hot weather we're having, all I've been really doing, like I wore makeup there one time, maybe, no, 2 times I like. One day I put my Tarte Be a Mermaid and Make Waves palette. I used that on my eyes. And then the other day I used an AOA like duochrome, I think it's in Spal, loose pigment, and that got all over my eyes. That was when we went to Tulum, it was all over, and my kids were like, you have glitter like all over your face, and I was like, oh my god, how embarrassing. So I was trying to wipe it off. I looked just really a wreck and on that day and in those pictures, but I just try to make the best of it. But the other days I just put sunscreen, and then I put this powder on and then, you know, I did my eyebrows, and that was it. I don't think I really wore much makeup while I was there. I'm gonna do my eyeliner. This is really bugging me now. It still has a lot of product. It goes on nicely because it's a brush tip, but look how it's all frayed out now because it's hard to get it exactly in there without doing damage to the little bristles on this kind of applicator. I guess it's the cap, and it's a really small container, so I guess they try to make it small and sleek, which is nice, but then at the same time, look what it's doing to these bristles. Are you okay, Mila? Yeah, so definitely want to go back, but I didn't want to buy a timeshare because timeshares are a pain. And honestly, like, I hate going to Vegas because they're always trying to sell you a timeshare. That's one thing that I'm like, ugh. I gotten sucked in one time when we lived in North Hollywood, and I had to have my husband, well, he went through all the paperwork, and they have a right to rescind, so you have 3 days to cancel. And that night he canceled it, and thank God for him, or else I would have been stuck in a timeshare. I know there are lawyers out there that could get you out of timeshares, but that costs money too. But this, oh no, I don't have the mascara. Okay, so the mascara I've been kind of using a little more lately is this Maybeline Snapscarea. I know it's not cruelty free. I'm kind of like getting back into wanting to just, you know, get rid of all of this uncruelty free makeup and start working towards panning it and getting it out of my collection. But I'm still having a hard time not buying like Bath and Body Works, and then I just recently bought that Morphe palette by Jaclyn Hill I've been wanting forever. So hard, you guys, when you want something that you love, you know, but you can't have it because they're not cruelty free. So yeah, I know some of you guys will get upset and say Morphe is cruelty free, Bath and Body Works is, but there's a lot of articles out there that say they're not, or it's just they're in the gray, it's unsure. So I'm just gonna go with that they're not, but I have purchased them. So I mean, I'm like, I've been watching this one YouTuber a lot lately, and she's working on getting down her numbers in cruelty items in her collection, and I kind of want to do that again and really try. But this is the final look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and forgive all my rambling and talking about the virus, and I'm gonna try to stop and not talk about it anymore. It's just, you know, yeah, but thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like the look. I like the orange. I really like how the orange and the yellow, I mean, I try to blend like the mattes together, but the shimmers, I didn't do that. I don't know how what would happen if I tried. Would it muddy together, if it would blend well or what? But I feel like it's pretty. I like it with the eyeliner, really made it like look a little better, and then putting it under my eyes, I put like a pink color under my eyes. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this a thumbs up if you did, and consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.